All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about something cool and unique, a really cool way that you can lower your mortgage payment without having to refinance. You're not going to have to get a new loan, no new credit check, and no new closing costs. And your bank is almost certainly not going to tell you about it, but I am. It's called a mortgage recast. And depending on your situation, it could save you hundreds of dollars every single month for the rest of your loan, again, without having to refinance. So stay with me because I'm going to explain exactly what this is, how it works, and how to know if it makes sense for you to do it, and if your lender even allows it. So let's get into it. So what is a mortgage recast? A mortgage recast is actually pretty simple. You make a one-time lump sum payment towards your principal balance. The lender then recalculates your entire monthly mortgage payment based on the new lower principal balance. You keep your same interest rate, your same loan term, but you get a lower monthly payment. So if you have a $400,000 mortgage at, say, 6.5% interest, and you put $50,000 towards the principal balance, your lender then recasts the loan and your monthly payment drops permanently. That $50,000 payment could reduce your monthly payment by $300 to $350 per month, every month, for the rest of the loan. And here's exactly why this matters. If you refinance to get the same result, you'd pay closing costs anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000. You might even get a different interest rate, maybe higher, and you'd go all the way through underwriting again. With a recast, you typically pay some sort of a processing fee, maybe $150 or $300, and that's it. So who is this actually for? Not everybody is a candidate for a recast. Let me give you the profile of someone that this makes sense for. First, you have a big chunk of cash available. Most lenders require a minimum of $10,000 to $50,000 to actually trigger a recast. Some require more. This might be a savings that you've built up, an inheritance, a big bonus at work, proceeds from the sale of another property, a tax refund, or it could be a drop account situation if you're a firefighter. I'll be covering that in an upcoming video. So if you're watching this and you want to know whether a recast makes sense for your specific situation and your numbers, my calendar link is in the description. No cost, no pressure, just a conversation. Second, if you already have a rate that you like, if your rate is 3.5% or 4%, you don't want to refinance. A recast lets you lower your payment without even touching that rate. This is actually the most common use case that I see right now. Somebody bought when rates were low, they've now got some cash, and they just want to reduce their monthly obligation and maybe even drop mortgage insurance without giving up their interest rate. A recast does exactly that. Third, you don't want to go through the full mortgage process again. No credit pull, no income documentation, and no appraisal. No underwriting, you just make the payment, the processing fee, and the lender just sends you a new amortization schedule within 30 to 60 days. So who's it not for? If your current rate is high and you could get meaningfully lower with a refinance, that conversation changes everything. Or if you plan to sell in the next 2 or 3 years, the savings might not justify the lump sum. That's a case-by-case analysis though, which is exactly why you should talk to somebody before you make that call. So how does a recast compare to just simply paying extra? This is a great question, and it's one that I get a lot. If you just make extra principal payments every month, you also reduce your balance. You'll pay the loan off faster and you'll pay less interest over the life of the loan, but your required monthly payment stays the same. With a recast, your required monthly payment actually drops. So if you're trying to reduce your cash flow obligation every month, maybe you're approaching retirement, maybe your income is about to change, maybe you just want more breathing room every month. A recast does something that extra payments alone cannot. It changes the overall number that you have to hit every single month. So if you're sitting on cash and you've been wondering whether to pay down your mortgage or invest it somewhere else, I want to have that conversation with you. The link to book a call is in the description. That conversation is free. So how do you get your loan recast? All right, now here's the practical side. Step 1, call your mortgage servicer, not your lender. So whoever you get your monthly payment from on your statement each month, call that number. Because the company that you pay your mortgage to every month might not be the same company that you actually got your loan with. You need to actually contact your current loan servicer and ask them specifically, do you offer mortgage recasting? Not all of them do. FHA loans and VA loans typically are not eligible for recasting. Conventional loans serviced by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac usually are. So if you have an FHA or a VA loan, this conversation looks a little bit different for you, but there are still options, and we can talk through those. Step 2, minimum lump sum requirement. Every servicer sets their own minimum, typically somewhere between $10,000 and $50,000. Make sure you get that number in writing. Step 3, confirm the actual processing fee required to do the recast. It's usually somewhere between $150 and $300 per month. That's going to be the payment that you're going to have to make. That's what you're going to pay to recast. That's it. Step 4, submit the lump sum and the fee. The servicer processes the payment, recalculates your amortization, and sends you your new payment schedule. The whole process usually takes between 30 and 60 days. All right, now let's talk some numbers. I'm going to give you a real example. A client bought a home for $500,000. A conventional loan at 6.25% interest rate, $400,000 balance. Monthly payment around $2,465. She received an inheritance of $75,000, and she wasn't really sure what to do with it. I happened to chat with her during an annual mortgage consultation, and we talked her through a few options. And I had realized that she came into some money. Her rate was already good. She wasn't planning to move, and she wanted a little more financial flexibility. She put $70,000 towards the principal and recast the entire loan. Her new monthly payment, $2,031 every month. That's a $430 savings every single month. She kept $5,000 for reserves. She paid the $250 processing fee, and she got that payment reduction permanently, without a new loan, without a new rate, and no underwriting. Over the next 10 years, that's $50,000 in payment savings. Mortgage recasting is one of those moves that most loan officers never even bring up because they don't really make money when you do it. I'm telling you about it because my job is to help you make the right financial decisions, not just the one that puts money in my pocket. If you've got some extra cash, you're not looking to refinance, and you want to lower your monthly payment, this is worth a conversation, trust me. DM me the word recast or drop it in the comments below on Steve Conti Pro, and I'll tell you whether this makes sense for your specific situation. Or you can book a call directly. The link is in the description, and it'll be in the first comment. If this helped you, please drop a comment below. And do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, because next week I've got a video on the drop program that you're definitely going to want to see if you're a firefighter getting close to retirement or you've got a family member who's a firefighter. I'll see you in the next one.